How's it going, YouTube? Today, we're going to take a look at Sony's new mid-range smartphone, the Sony Xperia SB. The Sony Xperia SB was officially launched a few months ago, but it wasn't released here in Canada until recently. I got my phone a little over a week ago, and I've been using it since then, and today we're going to take a look at how it went. This is the box that it comes with. Pretty much every other Xperia phones that Sony released in the past year or so came with a box similar to this. It's very minimalistic design, just a picture of the box. Really thin too, if you look, if you can see there, it's very thin. And inside is obviously your typical content. You see the phone, the headphone jacks, the headphones, USB cables, and some paper. So here's the phone. This is what the Xperia SB looks like. As you can see here, a quick 360 of the phone. That's what it looks like. It's all black. The phone that I got is all black. As in terms of specs, the phone is an LTE phone, so it can run on LTE if your network supports it. It has 1.7 gigahertz of a dual-core processor. It has a 1 gigabyte RAM, an 8 gigabyte storage, which might not be a lot, especially when you play a lot of games, download a lot of apps, but that is expandable to 32 gigabytes when you insert a micro SD card inside the phone. This screen is a 4.6-inch 720p HD display, and the phone has two cameras, a back main camera which is able to shoot 8 megapixels and shoot 1080p video at 30 frames per second, and there is also a front camera right here, a VGA camera only. The camera has the Exmor RS sensor that Sony claims to perform better in backlight in low light situations. The phone also has Sony's latest Bravia engine. It's called the Bravia Engine 2. Bravia Engine 2 is basically a software that Sony put in the phone to help boost the contrast and the saturation of the phone screen. It's a very simple design that Sony went ahead with this. Just this very simple candy bar form. To be honest, the size for me is perfect. It's not too big. It's not too small. 4.6 is like the sweet. 4.6 is like the sweet spot for smartphones for me. And the side here, I don't know if you noticed, but this side here is actually aluminum. So that actually adds to the weight of the phone. It makes it feel more robust. So it gives that better build quality. This phone ships with Android Jelly Bean 4.1.2. The way I see this is basically this is like a mid-range phone for this year with last year's top of the line hardware and speed. Because if you look at it, this phone is really comparable to, for example, Galaxy's S3. In fact, the processor is a little bit faster than the S3. And even though it's only a dual core, it performs really well. As you can see here, I'm flipping through these pages almost instantly. It's very fluid. There's no lag. I can go to my apps pages. I can launch different apps. I can get out of apps almost instantly, just like that. It's very fluid, and you don't see the phone struggling at all. Now, since the phone has a dual core instead of the quad core processors that other phones have this year, the battery life benefits from it. That's one of the best things I like about this phone, is that the battery life for this kind of smartphone, it lasts very long. One unique feature of this phone is the notification bar down here at the bottom. When you get a message or a phone call, it lights up. Or when you're listening to music, it lights up in sync with the music. Also, when you're looking at pictures, it takes the most dominant color in the photo and the notification bar lights up with that color. It's a pretty neat feature. I don't think a lot of people are going to use it. Some people might find it annoying. I find it cool. For people who's coming from, say, a BlackBerry or any phone that had notification lights to let them know that they had messages This phone is a very good phone for them. They'll feel right at home, and the addition of the light effects when listening to music or looking at photos is a pretty nice addition too. It makes listening to music and looking at photos that much uh, more unique and a little bit more fun with this light. It's something you can show your friends. Overall, after a week of using this phone, I really like this phone. It's uh it's very simple. The UI is very fluid, it's very simple, it's very easy to get to. The battery life is the number one seller for me. The battery life easily goes through a day and a half, even 2 days if you're careful. And that's really useful, especially if you're going to on a long trip. You don't have to worry about your phone dying on you. And that notification bar at the bottom is just a very cool effect. It gives that uniqueness to the phone that not a lot of phones have, and it's something that you can show off and say, "Hey, my phone can do this." Um, but yeah, this has been a very quick look at the Sony Xperia SP. Thanks for watching, guys.